An ordinary trip to the supermarket. It should be easy, right? It's a trip millions of us make every single day. It should be simple, fast, easy, and above all, safe. But unfortunately, on March 21st, 2021, a normal trip to the grocery store would turn deadly for 9 people and a police officer. This is the story of the 2021 Boulder shooting. Please note that we will not be naming the shooter, as his memory will be forgotten while the memories of the victims will live on. We will refer to him as MS for mass shooter. Thank you, dear viewers. Sometime after 2:30 p.m. on March 21st, 2021, a lone gunman entered the parking lot of King Soopers supermarket in Boulder, Colorado. Wearing a vest and armed with an AR-556 rifle and a 9mm pistol, he was ready to inflict serious damage. Sometime after 2:30 p.m., MS opened fire in the parking lot, targeting people outside the store. At least 25 people were in the parking lot when MS opened fire. MS shot and killed a repairman in a van before walking towards King Soopers. On his way towards King Soopers, MS opened fire on a person, killing them as they attempted to flee. MS killed 2 people in the entrance of King Soopers before entering the supermarket at the eastern entrance. MS shot a woman waiting in the front of the line at the supermarket's pharmacy. Panic ensued as multiple customers rushed to escape and hide. Some brave customers helped evacuate and hide other customers. At 2:33 p.m., the Boulder County Police Department started receiving reports of a gunman and shots fired at King Soopers supermarket. The suspect was described as a middle-aged white male with dark hair and a beard, wearing a black vest and a short-sleeved shirt. The first 3 responding officers arrived at the scene within 2 minutes of the first calls and entered the store within 30 seconds of their arrival. Running towards the gunfire, one of the officers, Eric Talley, was shot and killed by the gunman. He was the last victim in the shooting, according to Boulder police. Less than 30 seconds after Talley's death, additional police officers entered the store. By 2:39 p.m., responding officers reported being fired on repeatedly by the gunman. At around the same time, an armored police vehicle was used to break the store's front windows. Officers engaged the gunman in a shootout from 3 p.m. to 3:21 p.m. They also used a sound system to order him to surrender. According to police and witnesses, the gunman was laughing and occasionally mumbling. Police did not enter the store again until 3:22 p.m., fearing an ambush. When a team of 10 police officers from multiple agencies re-entered, they encountered the gunman at one of the aisles within 20 seconds of the entry. He fired at them at least twice. One of the officers returned fire on 2 different occasions, eventually striking the gunman in the thigh. The gunman surrendered by saying, "I surrender, I am naked." At 3:28 p.m., the gunman was taken into custody using Talley's handcuffs. He had a leg gunshot wound at the time of his arrest, so he was first transported to Boulder County Community Health Foothills Hospital. Police eventually transferred him to Boulder County Jail, where he was held without bond. The assailant discharged his rifle 47 times during the shooting. After the gunman was taken into custody, police searched through the store and evacuated people who had remained inside. A shelter-in-place order was issued in the area at 4:18 p.m. and lifted at 6:40 p.m. Up to 15 agencies responded to the shooting, including the Jefferson County SWAT, the Boulder Sheriff's Office, the University of Colorado Police Department, the FBI, the ATF, and the local police departments. 10 people were killed in the shooting. Officer Talley, who had been working with the Boulder Police Department since 2010, was one of the first police officers to arrive at the scene. His death marked the first time a Boulder police officer was killed in the line of duty since 1994, and the only 6th such death in the department's history. 7 of the victims died inside the store, while the other 3 died outside. While Boulder Police Chief Maris Harold initially said several other police officers were injured during the response, the department later said that no other officers were injured. Aside from the suspect who was wounded by police, the only other injury from the shooting was a woman who fractured her back while trying to escape. An unconfirmed journalist on the scene started live streaming the outside of the shooting on YouTube, capturing the bodies of victims and the police response. One of his friends who was inside attempted to call him. However, the journalist declined, a decision that would haunt him for the rest of his life, as his friend
identified as Denny Stong, died in the shooting. He was more focused on getting followers than worrying about his friend. Who knows what Denny called the journalist about, but no doubt he died alone and scared while his friend chased online fame. The community mourned, grieving the loss of 10 innocent people at the hands of an evil man. Flags were flown at half-staff for 10 days, 1 day for each of the victims. And that was the story of the 2021 Boulder shooting, a tragic reminder of the unpredictability of life and the strength of a community coming together in the face of unimaginable loss. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you never know when your time is going to come to the end, so make the best of what you got with the time that you have.